Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of EverQuest 2. And on this episode, we're going to continue with this dwarf female who's given a couple of quests already. The last one was to collect some essence from the fallen trees who had been corrupted or something by the kobold. So we're going to talk to her, see if she has something more for us to do.
Hello.
Have you collected the essences yet? Yes, I have. Thank you. These will be put to good use. Are you ready for more work? I am. Good. The Yarpsnarls south of here, where the digging is taking place, are where we need you next. While we now accept that they are likely creating a lair for themselves, we believe they picked that spot for a reason, and we would like to discover this reason within the chasm. You will find Yarpsnarls sappers. They are excavating the cavern walls. We need you to kill a number of them, and also collect samples of the soils they have excavated. Soils for what? Oh, level 32. The Yarpsnarls again. You'll get a gleaming gem of prowess. It adds the following to the item: 3 strength, 3 agility, 3 wisdom, 3 intelligence. Is treasured heirloom. Item type is head, forearms, legs, feet, waist, and charm. Slot type is a white adornment slot, and it's a level 1 requirement. So anybody can use this from the beginning of the game. As I've told you guys many times before, if you get these, use them. I made the mistake when I was first going through. I saved them. I thought, I'm going to get to the end game, I'm going to want to use these, or get to a higher level and want to use these. You go through armor so quick in this game, and by the time you get to a decent level, or even end-game level, you're not going to want to use these. These are, for the lack of a better word, they suck. But they're nice at your level. They will do something. So, get your use out of them. Put them on your armor for those that have the adornment ability. And don't worry too much about losing them. You're going to get plenty of them. And if you want to buy more, I think they go for like copper on the broker. So you can always do that. And you go ahead and get at least 1 gold, 60 silver, and 26 copper, plus another 2,000 Iron Toe Brigade faction points, along with a gold-hilted skimmer. Treasure, lore equipped, no trade. Lore equipped basically means you can only have one of these items equipped at the same time. So you can have multiples of these items in your inventory, but only one equipped. So it's kind of weird. It's like, why would that be a big deal for a weapon? Well, some people can use 2 weapons at the same time. They can dual wield. And so basically you can't do that with this one. You can't have 2 of the same weapon in one in each hand. So it's just something you have to be aware of. 14 strength, 14 agility, 13 stamina, 8.6 damage per second, 0.7% potency, sword, one-handed slashing, damage 30 to 162, delay is 6 seconds, and level requirement is 32. All scouts, berserkers, chandlers, furies, guardians, paladins, shadow knight, and wardens can use this, and it has a rating of 31.9. Now, the rating is usually a good indication of whether the weapon is better than the one you have. You look at the rating you have, and it's right there. It compares it for you, which is a nice little feature. And then it gives you the rating, and you're like, okay, well, 31.9 is better than 20.5. Well, sometimes you will have a higher rating, and it's not quite better for your class than the one you have equipped. Because if it has, 60, I'm just throwing numbers out there, if it has like 60 agility, it's going to have a higher rating than something that has 10 strength and 10 stamina, because it has more stats. And yet if your character doesn't require or doesn't utilize agility in any meaningful way, then it doesn't really matter if it has 60 agility. It's not going to do you that much, whereas 10 stamina will give you more health as a tank, and therefore you could use that. Now, agility is used for a tank, so granted that's obviously going to be better, but something that would correlate would be like intelligence, that if you're not an intelligence caster, it's going to do you nothing. It's not going to really help you out in any meaningful way, and so therefore you wouldn't want to equip it, even though the rating is higher on that weapon. So it's just something to be aware of again. And the potency will increase the damage your spells do. And not just damage, but healing as well. If you have healing, it's just going to increase the potency of your spells and allow them to do more than they were capable of doing before. We believe the soil will answer questions. Well, alright. So it says I need to kill 10 Yarpsnarls sappers. I need to collect samples of what the sappers have pulled from the earth. So I'm guessing the samples will either be around them or next to them, but since it says I need 10 kills and only 4 samples, it's probably not going to be as commonplace as the sappers are. So we'll put our map on, and you can see this one is actually in a very small little area. The Yarpsnarls are all over there, and yet they only want them from this one little tiny Pacific area. So we'll go ahead and close the map down because we're aware of where that is now. And so they want them from down there in the chasm, huh? Well, you could jump down there, but then again, once you get down there, you have to figure a way to get back out. So if you're not familiar with that area, that could be very dangerous. You don't usually want to do that unless you know how to get out of a place like that. And especially, I've done it before where I've jumped down things, and now that the expansions have come out so that you can have... See, here's the entrance. I got somebody. A Reaver. Let's take them on. Especially now that flying mounts are out. They don't always leave you a way out. You know, sometimes you fall down and that's it. You're down there. There's no way out other than to use a flying mount of something like that, or to gate. And that kind of sucks to have to, you know, really leave the zone just to get out of a situation like that. This guy's is tough, man. I have to heal myself a little bit. There we go. Hoping the sappers are a little easier. Now they are obviously a higher level than I am. And the sappers are 2 arrows down, so yeah, that should be good. Arrows down, as I've said many times before, is usually the best way to remember it is, or think of it anyways, is 1 arrow means basically they're 1 level lower than what their level says they are. And then to boot, they're usually, their health is usually like a caster's health. It just goes down so quickly and they can't take hits that much. 2 arrows down means they're just almost pushovers, and 3 arrows down is why even bother, just walk up to them and sneeze and they all die. You know, and again, you want to worry about, see, I'm like barely even using any spells and they're just all dying. Now they still do hit, so you do have to worry about that. It still will do some damage to you, because, you know, they are a certain level in the first place, but they just can't take the hits very well. And, you know, area effects will just wipe the floor with them. Now the other side of that is arrows up. You have creatures who do have arrows up. Basically, they are stronger than the level they say they are, and probably a little bit more health than what they should have at that level in the first place. And then you have even stronger ones than that, which are heroic. And my suggestion to those is, you know, if you can fight other creatures with the same name for a quest, just stay away from heroics, because it's going to be a tough fight. Those are like the elites in like Halo or something like that. You know, they can do some serious damage, and they usually have quite a few hit points. Now, occasionally, randomly, you will get a treasure chest that happens to fall off an enemy, and as you can see right there, I actually triggered the trap and got hurt. At higher levels, you want to make sure that you are full life. I am not kidding you, full life before you dare open one of those, especially if it's like a big, you know, lock, you know, middle treasure chest, because there's different levels of treasure chest, and the better it is, the better the loot that will be inside. Also, the stronger the trap could be on it. Some of them don't have traps. You quite really never know what's going to be in there, if there's going to be a trap or anything like that, until you open it up, unless you're one of those characters who have that skill to be able to detect it and then be able to disarm it. Those really come into play on raids, because, like I said before, the traps can be really nasty. I've picked lock, or not picked locks, but I've opened up treasure chests that I've gotten off of just regular mobs, and they take me from my full health all the way down to like 1 or 2 hit, or not 2 hit points, 2% of my life. That's how hard they can hit you. And if you weren't full life when you open it, yes, you will die. Yes, it's crazy that you can die from opening of a treasure chest, and no, you won't get to loot it. You'll have to go back and hopefully find it there and somebody else hasn't looted it, because the loot timer on some of these things is not that long. You know, granted, the better the chest it is, the longer the timer before anybody else can touch it will be, but still, you just want to be extra careful when opening those chests. At this level, not so much. I think at this level, probably up to like level 40, if you're at least 60 to 70% life, you should be fine. But again, if you open up a big treasure chest, one plops down, you'll notice the difference. I'll show you the difference of the treasure chests as we get them. Some of them are really, really ornate, and you'll just look at it and you'll be like, oh, wow, that's going to be cool. And some of them you can tell, like, you're going to master off of it. That's going to be something really, really good inside. There's another one right there, so we'll get these guys over here. I was trying to get a little bit of power, though, because they are taking quite a bit, because there's 3 of them. So I'll wait a second. You can hear them digging, though. That's kind of nice little touch that they threw on there. I always wanted to play a game, and this is exactly what they're doing with EverQuest Next, where your actions actually shape the game, and that's going to be really, really cool when they do that. I'm hoping they do it really good. I haven't checked the game out just yet, but I will definitely bring you guys some Let's Plays from that if you're interested. I've done every single EverQuest that's ever been out, every expansion that they have, and I guess you could say I'm a fan of EverQuest. It was just my first MMO, and you know, those things you can get addicted to them real easy, and they're just good around, you know, all around good fun, and you'll meet some great people in this game, in any one of the EverQuest games. I can't really say the same for every MMO that I've ever played. You know, unfortunately, I hate to put down any MMO, but WoW had some pretty immature people. I don't know if it was just my luck or what, but I kept running into a bunch of kids that just, you know, they don't realize their actions, or maybe they realize it and they just don't care. Kind of ruin it for other people. So, but overall, the game itself is really fun. I enjoyed the game, just not so much the people who were playing it. But this one seems to have people who are a little bit older, usually around but usually around the age 25 to 30, whereas WoW, in my opinion, it seemed like the age group was probably around 5 or 4 in age was the average I ran into. There was a few people who were older that I ran into that, you know, it was fun to play with them, but the majority was just crazy. It was like, you know, we were walking around and talking. I mean, dang. Kids can do a lot of things I couldn't do when at that age. Of course, they grew up with this technology, so I guess it shouldn't be too surprising. I have a nephew who's only 4, and he can use the iPhone like nobody's business. He'll sit there and watch Netflix, and when a commercial pops up, he'll back out of it and go to another movie, and it's amazing. I was like, man, I had a hard time putting those little blocks inside the, you know, finding the right shape to put inside the little thing with the wooden thing. That was our entertainment when I was a kid. You know, it wasn't as enjoyable as some of this new stuff, but, you know, I noticed one thing with him is he doesn't have the patience. Like, when he comes over here, he doesn't always get the greatest connection sometimes, and he'll get frustrated. He'll sit there and be like, why isn't it working, you know, and like move the phone around and shake it like that's going to do it. And I guess I'm a little different because I grew up on computers that were so slow, and they tested you every time you did it, every time you got on, because you knew you were going to get aggravated. It wasn't if, it was just, it was going to happen. It was going to be so slow, and you were going to get so angry, and most of the time you just spent hitting your head thinking, why am I even bothering with this stupid little device? Oh great, it freaked out again, so now I lost my game. And I get to do that an entire hour or 3 hours all over again. And so now when I have problems with technology, it actually does not even come close to phasing me. It's just that the problems we have nowadays with technology is so minor compared to the stuff I had to go through that it just seems like a cakewalk. I still need one more dirt, and I thought I'd get it over here, but I don't see anything on the ground. So that sucks. Oh, there it is right there. Man, these things are really small. You see it right there. It was a little tiny piece of, little sliver on the ground. So you may have to look really close, like this right here. This would be your dirt. Some of them are easy to see, and some of them not so much, like over here. Right there. See, it's kind of actually covered up by the land itself. So you kind of have to look a little close and make sure you're paying attention if you want to get them all. Now, they didn't respawn really, except for one little group right there. But thankfully we got our horse. and we're able to get away pretty quickly. And as you can see, my run speed actually slowed down. Now that's because we entered combat, because we got hit. But if you can run through them without getting hit and just, you know, grab the aggro, you'll speed right through and they're not going to catch you. They're not going to catch you regardless, as long as you're not overweight, but the last thing you want is to be sitting there getting hit the whole time, or just have them on you the whole time. Just, you know, it's not an enjoyable feeling most of the time, because you just never know. You could run into somebody else and be like, oh, I want to kill that name, but you can't because you got like 5 guys on you. So you got to run past them and then run back, and it's just a little kind of less frustration if you just you know, have that on. Let's put this on. Got to run past this guy. Oh yeah, root me. Oh, you're gonna die. I'm gonna kill you. I'm not gonna run you. You asked for it. Shouldn't have rooted me, buddy. Now I get to turn you into a rock on the ground, little pebbles. Oh, and you invited your little friend? Oh, how nice. He gets to die too. I don't even know what this guy is. When you look at him, he looks like a ball of hay or something. It's the weirdest look in the world. I've never seen anything like this in any video game I've ever played. That's just strange. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this in back to her. And I didn't even look to see if it said to bring the samples back. I should have totally looked at that.
Hello.
Have you done as required? Yes, I have. There you go. Achievement unlocked. ButcherBlock Bloodhound. Basically what that is if you look under your achievement tab, there are a certain number of quests available in a zone. And if you do the majority of that quest, or of those quests in that zone, you get a title, because you've pretty much done all the quests they have. Now there's still plenty to do, and I think you get a second title if you do the rest, or close to the remaining numbers that are left. So if there's like 300, at like 150 you get a title, and then at 250 you'll get another title. And you may even get one at 300, I'm not sure on that one. But most people will go back and try to complete some of these achievements when they hit max level and they have nothing else to do. The All Snaps, again, level 32. Of course, you get the Gleaming Gem of Prowess. You get 2 gold, 60 silver, 23 copper, 2,000 faction to the Iron Toe Brigade, and of course the gold-hilted skimmer, which is I already read the stats for, but it's a pretty good weapon. It's obviously better than what we have by quite a bit, but we can't use it just yet, so we'll go ahead and hit accept. Hopefully it can still provide some sort of answer. For now, however, we believe our answers may be found elsewhere. So we're going to go ahead and end the episode here, guys. So if you like these episodes, please take a moment to hit the like button, subscribe. I know I say it every single time, and I hate to ask you guys, but it definitely helps my channel grow, and it actually allows me to review more video games in the future. In fact, I'm actually coming out with another 2 series now, because I have you know, quite a few subscribers now. So I want to thank you guys on that. And again, thank you for watching, and definitely leave some comments down below. I'd like to hear what you guys want to see in the future. So I'll catch you on the next episode.